Epi,
Yeah,
we are live.
we are. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this special streaming session for the budget. Of course, this is not something which we are going to give trading calls or something. It is just to demonstrate how to look at the charts, typically Nifty and Bank Nifty, as well as the options, Greeks, payoff diagrams, and all that. This is not to give any trading calls or anything like that. This is just a demonstration of how to interpret the charts on such a big event day, which might be volatile. So I have with me Raghunath, who will be talking about options strategies, and also Ranjan, who will be talking about Nifty and Bank Nifty futures chart. So before I say anything, let's go to Raju first and let him show the Nifty and Bank Nifty setup for the timing as of now. Raju, take your screen.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Raghunath, sir.
Good morning. And also, good morning to everyone.
So I think मेरा स्क्रीन विजिबल है.
हाँ, दिख रहा है.
So आज जो हम लोग बात करेंगे एक निफ्टी और बैंक निफ्टी के सिस्टम पे, रेनको और सम पीएनएफ भी सिस्टम जो रहेगा. सी ये जो सिस्टम है हम लोग काफी सालों से यूज कर रहे हैं, बट इसमें जो भी डिस्कस होगा प्लीज स्टॉप लॉस जरूर आप फॉलो कीजिए व्यूअर्स, बिकॉज बजट डे या जो भी ऐसे इवेंट डे के दिन मोस्टली जो ट्रेडिंग सेशन जो रहता है काफी वोलेटाइल रहता है. सो फटाफट पहले हम सिस्टम थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं. सो ये रेनको चार्ट है और ये एक ब्रिक यानी प्राइस जो मूवमेंट फॉर्म होता है सिंपल, और नीचे जो इंडिकेटर आपको ग्रीन और रेड का ये जो दिख रहा है, सो ये मस्त इंडिकेटर है. निफ्टी के लिए जो ब्रिक साइज मैंने यूज किया है 0.08, जो कि परसेंटेज में लॉग में है. सो जैसे इस जो आपको ग्रीन मस्त लाइन जो दिख रहा है क्लाउड, उसके ऊपर अगर प्राइस है इसका मतलब बुलिश है और हम लोग को बाई करना है. इसके नीचे जब आ जाता है तभी हम लोग को सेल करना है, यानी जब क्लाउड के नीचे ब्रिक फॉर्म होगा तो सेल करना है, क्लाउड के ऊपर बाई करना है. सो आपको पहले से मालूम रहेगा कि यहाँ की आपका स्टॉप एंड रिवर्स सिस्टम, बिकॉज ये एक सॉर्ट ऑफ स्टॉप एंड रिवर्स सिस्टम है. सो आपको स्टॉप लॉस आपको मालूम रहेगा पहले से. अगर करंट अगर ब्रिक अगर हम देखें और सेल का स्टॉप लॉस मुझे चाहिए, सो L2 लेवल इज 17,423 है. सो L2 लेवल का मेरा स्टॉप लॉस रहेगा, वहां पे मेरा पोजीशन जो लॉन्ग रहेगा स्क्वायर अप हो जाएगा और जो सेल रहेगा सॉरी और वहां पे फ्रेश सेल हो जाएगा. ठीक है,
तो ये राजू ये स्टॉप एंड रिवर्स सिस्टम है, करेक्ट?
करेक्ट. सो रेनको के लिए हम आज स्टॉप एंड रिवर्स सिस्टम डिस्कस अभी कर रहे हैं. पीएनएफ के लिए जो पीएनएफ यूजर है उनके लिए फिर दूसरा.
अच्छा, एक मिनट, आई एम आल्सो रीडिंग द चैट. लेट्स स्विच ऑफ आवर वेबकैम बिकॉज द स्क्रीन इज स्मॉलर. सो सबको चार्ट दिखने के लिए वेबकैम स्विच ऑफ करेंगे.
ओके फाइन. सो आई थिंक अभी क्लियर है. ठीक है,
या
सो करंट अगर हम सिचुएशन देखें निफ्टी का, तो मॉर्निंग में ये बाई आया. अभी अगर हम जो फ्रेश अगर सिग्नल का अगर वेट जिसको करना है, सो ये क्या कर सकता है 17,420 के नीचे जब प्राइस अगर जाता है तो वहां से वो सेल स्टार्ट कर सकता है. ठीक है, सेम वे अगर बैंक निफ्टी का करंट सिचुएशन जो देखे, सो बैंक निफ्टी के लिए ब्रिक साइज 0.10 अभी भी क्लाउड के ऊपर ट्रेड कर रहा है. सो बिलो क्लाउड का जो लेवल है 38,419, सो इसके नीचे अपना सेल होगा अगर ब्रिक फॉर्म होता है तो. और स्टॉप लॉस जरूर फॉलो करते रहेंगे. स्टॉप लॉस हमेशा प्री सिस्टम में फिट रहना चाहिए. ऐसा नहीं कि प्राइस आएगा तो हम स्टॉप लॉस करेंगे। सो ये सॉर्ट ऑफ रेनको का सिस्टम है।
राजू, तुमने ये जो ब्रिक साइज निफ्टी का चार्ट जरा दिखाओ, कितना था? 17,423 बराबर है?
जो यानी स्टॉप एंड रिवर्स का,
हाँ,
सो जस्ट अ सेकंड, L2 लेवल इज 7,423, करेक्ट।
तो 423 के नीचे 0.08% हुआ तो निफ्टी विल गो इनटू सेल, राइट?
एग्जैक्टली।
हाँ, मतलब सिर्फ 423 इज नॉट द स्टॉप लॉस, 423 के नीचे 0.08%, so which might be 15 points or so.
सो अप्रॉक्स आप अगर के चलो कि 410 के करीब में आएगा, 41,
हाँ, 405 410 के नीचे गया तो दिस विल सिस्टम विल गो इनटू सेल।
और सी आज इतने वोलेटाइल डे है, सो आपका स्टॉप लॉस जो और ट्रिगर दोनों के बीच में डिफरेंस काफी रहना चाहिए। स्टॉप लॉस मार्केट आज मोस्टली काम नहीं करता है बिकॉज जंप होता है, सो आप दोनों के बीच में डिफरेंस रखो हमेशा। सो ये रहा रेनको का सिस्टम। अनदर थिंग जो पीएनएफ जो लवर्स है, पीएनएफ के लिए बिकॉज ये आज के जो इवेंट के दिन जो नॉन इवेंट है, इसके लिए सबसे बेस्ट जो हम लोग ने ऑब्जर्व किया है कि बैक टू बेसिक। सो बेसिक पीएनएफ में क्या है? सिंपल डबल टॉप बाई और डबल बॉटम सेल विथ मूविंग एवरेज फिल्ट्रेशन, यानी ट्रेंड फिल्ट्रेशन। सो ये निफ्टी के लिए 0.05% का बॉक्स साइज है। ये आपको दिख रहा होगा वर्टिकल लाइन जो दिख रहा है ब्लैक से, सो ये आज का दिन यहां से स्टार्ट हुआ है। ट्रेंड लाइन जो मूविंग एवरेज है, 10 कॉलम मूविंग एवरेज है 10, सो इसके ऊपर कोई भी डबल टॉप बाई हम बाई करेंगे, मूविंग एवरेज के नीचे डबल बॉटम सेल करेंगे। अब क्या, जब डबल बॉटम सेल अगर अब हम मूविंग एवरेज है तो बाई ओनली एग्जिट हो जाएंगे, और अगर डबल टॉप बाई बिलो मूविंग एवरेज है तो सेल एग्जिट हो जाएंगे, लेकिन फ्रेश बाई नहीं करेंगे। ठीक है। सेम वे अगर बैंक निफ्टी का अगर हम डिस्कस करें, तो बैंक निफ्टी में भी करंट सिचुएशन प्राइस अबव मूविंग एवरेज है, बट करेंटली कोई भी सिग्नल नहीं है। सो डबल टॉप बाई यानी डबल टॉप बाई का लेवल अगर हम बैंक निफ्टी के लिए देखें, सो 38,937 यानी 940 के ऊपर डबल टॉप बाई है वो मूविंग एवरेज। या अगर प्राइस अगर मूविंग एवरेज के नीचे 38,220 के नीचे अगर आता है और वहां पे कोई अगर आपको डबल बॉटम सेल सिग्नल मिलता है, सो आप इसको ट्रेड कर सकते हो फॉर सेल साइड। जो ये हुआ बेसिक का। लेकिन जिसको अगर कुछ पैटर्न रीडिंग आता है, सो वो क्या कर सकते हैं पीएनएफ में, जैसे मान लो क्या कि एंकर फॉलो थ्रू, एंकर कॉलम फॉलो थ्रू, या ट्रिपल टॉप बाई। सो वन ऑफ द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट पैटर्न ये सब होता है पीएनएफ में। सो वो पैटर्न रीडिंग बेस्ड ऑन ट्रेंड फिल्ट्रेशन भी कर सकते हैं। बट सिंपल में अगर बात करें, सो डबल टॉप बाई अबव मूविंग एवरेज इज बाई, डबल बॉटम सेल below moving average sell, same double bottom sell above moving average buy exit, and double top buy below moving average sell exit. So ये 4 रूल से हम लोग आज के लिए पूरा ट्रेड कर सकते हैं बिना कुछ। और सबसे एक, अगर आप चार्ट पे ट्रेड कर रहे हैं, सो अपना टीवी जो है, टेलीविजन, वो ऑफ करके रखो। बिकॉज क्या होता है कि यहाँ प्राइस मोमेंटम आएगा, जो भी कुछ भी न्यूज अगर आता है तो इधर प्राइस मोमेंटम आएगा। सो फोकस ऑन प्राइस और आप उस पर ट्रेड कर सकते हो। अगर आप कंफर्टेबल आज के दिन में नहीं हो कि ट्रेड नहीं करना है, सो आप क्या कर सकते हो, केवल आज आप ऑब्जर्व करो, सो नेक्स्ट टाइम आप इसको यूटिलाइज कर सकते हो। सो
And 1 minute, biggest thing on such a volatile day, which is potentially volatile, is you should reduce your position size in any case. Even if you are an experienced trader, everyone would say that on volatile days, typically when VIX is like this, position size should definitely be reduced.
और अगर आप मल्टीपल लॉट से इंस्ट्रूमेंट में निफ्टी या बैंक निफ्टी में ट्रेड कर रहे हैं, तो जैसे ही आपके फेवर में अगर ट्रेड आ रहा है, मान लो कि यहाँ की निफ्टी में आपको सॉर्ट ऑफ 200 पॉइंट अगर आपके फेवर में आता है, या बैंक निफ्टी में 400 के करीब में अगर फेवर में आता है, जस्ट एक मैंने एक फिगर ये बोला, आप डिसाइड कर सकते हो। सो आप पार्शियल प्रॉफिट बुक करते रहो, बिकॉज इस वोलेटिलिटी में क्या होता है कि जब आपका मूविंग एवरेज के ऊपर आपका प्राइस जाता है और फार होता है, तो जिसको डिस्पैरिटी बोलते हैं, सो प्राइस वहां पे रिट्रेस होता है। सो उसमें आपका एटलीस्ट पार्शियल प्रॉफिट बुक करते रहो और रिस्क जो है क्वांटिटी से आप ट्रेल करो। सो दैट्स ऑल। ये मेरा इधर आज का जो था निफ्टी और बैंक निफ्टी का, रेनको और पीएनएफ का ये सिस्टम सर। सो एनी क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू दैट? अगर एपी सर?
नहीं, अभी तो कुछ नहीं है क्वेश्चन, तो मैं लेता हूँ ऑप्शंस का ये करने के लिए। Yeah, so these are the, I have plotted the open interest of 17,600 call put and 17,500 call put. The topmost green one is 17,600 call, red is 17,600 put, yellow is 17,500 call, and the last one is 17,500 put. Now something very remarkable can be seen here. The blue line, the last line which is here, has shot up steeply in the morning, and that is 17,500 put. Of course, naturally that is because of the big gap up. It was almost 150, 180 points gap up. So this will be interesting. Whether this continues to remain like this, then that is very bullish, because that means there is a big support from 17,000 put writers. At the same time, the yellow line, which is 17,500 call, that is still above the put OI. I mean, the call, the OI of the 17,500 call is still above the OI of the 17,500 put. So though there is a base which is building here, it doesn't mean that it is extremely bullish. The real bullishness will come only when these calls start covering and this OI drops. At the same time, on 17,600, you will see there was put build up in the morning, this red line, which is 17,600 put. But that was not as steep as the 17,500 put. And the 17,600 call is still rising. So which means there is resistance around these levels, which is right now Nifty is near 17,600. So that might act as a resistance. On any dip, 17,500 around, of course, you cannot say exact 17,500, but 17,000 around the area around 17,500 might be support because of this put writing. If these put writers, see, one thing is very well understood. Anyone who writes these puts is smart money. This put writing cannot be by retail. So the fact that they have, in spite of the gap up, Nifty has continued to go higher in the morning, and put writing was visible at 17,500. So Nifty trading below well below 17,500 as of now looks a bit difficult. Of course, today is budget day, so anything can happen. But as of now, the support is near 17,500 and resistance is near 17,600. Now coming to the straddles, 17,600 straddle is what I have shown here. So that is getting settled near the low. It is not making new lows. For any straddle to keep going down, it's a standard Dow theory. It has to make new lower lows. So unless that morning low, which was near 440, for the straddle 17,600, that is broken, we might see some direction in Nifty and in fact volatility, because right now the call is 202 and the put is 251. So which automatically means for the straddle to go down, the put is dominating. So which means the straddle will go down if the put goes down. So if you see the straddle breaking the morning lows, which is near 440, right now it is 455. I'm talking about the straddle, which is the call and put combined. And if this breaks 440, that means that breaking of the support will be because of the put, because that is 251. You can see it on the right hand side. 253 is the put, 201 is the call, which means Nifty is bullish if this straddle goes below 440. Coming to the 17,500 straddle, that also has not broken the morning low. This total is 458 again. Here the call is 253 and the put is 205. So here the picture is exactly opposite, which means for some time we might see Nifty range bound between 17,500 and 17,600. Only below 17,500 we'll have to revisit these charts. Till then, 17,500, 17,600 is a range which we can anticipate. And like Raju also said, that trend following method is something completely different. But here, as of now, it seems it might remain range bound between 17,500 and 600. So any questions? Otherwise, Raghunath, you can take over.
I have just one question, maybe.
Yeah.
So now you believe that right now it will stay sideways from 500 to 600, 17,500 to 17,600.
Yeah.
So unless, unless if it either it makes new low in the straddle or a new high from here.
Right.
Until then, we don't go either long straddle or short straddle. Till that time, you have to wait.
Correct. Yeah. In fact, this is not the time to go long saddles in any case, because as you can see from the chart, they are in the morning. Both straddles give a bearish anchor column at the open today, which means that is a bearish action. So unless that high, in this case, it was 488. So another 30-40 points higher on this straddle, or even if you take the 17,600 straddle, that is also another bearish column where the high was 515. So this is again 60 points. So unless that is crossed, this will not become bullish. In any case, it is below the triple moving average, but not breaking low. So that's why I said sideways.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I will take over, AP.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so here is Nifty, Bank Nifty currently. Now it's around 17,562 on futures for Nifty and 38,744 for Bank Nifty. To those, if you are curious as to what is happening. So before I show anything, I just want to give some context on, what is happening on the budget day. So this is a history of budget day, and this is of last 12 years. So what has happened on last 12 years on budget day? So these are the returns from the previous day. Okay, previous day of compared to previous day of budget day. Now, if you look here, the greater than 1% move, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 out of 12 times we had greater than 1% move. So there is a 50% chance that we will see a greater than 1% move, but we have already moved 1%. If you actually look at the current scenario, but we don't know what will happen at the end of the day. So we have to wait till the end of the day to see where exactly we will end up. So there is a 50% of chance that we will have greater than 1% move and 50% chance that will be less than 1% move. But the interesting thing is that since Nirmala Sitharaman has become finance minister, it has always been that there is more than 1% move all the 3 times, and maybe the 4th time also we might see something similar. We don't know. All right. So now there are 3 scenarios on budget day, like either you're sideways or the market is sideways or your assumption is sideways, and we are in a range bound market. Okay. So if you are sideways and your assumption is sideways and that there will be a range bound market, then we have to trade for a volatility crush. There is no other way to trade this for a sideways market. The reason we have to trade for volatility crush is because the volatility of the options of this current weekly options is very high. That is because there is whenever there is an event like budget, there are huge expectations among people that the market is going to move by 3%, 4%, something like that. So there is a huge option buying going on at very high premiums. So there's a huge premium in the options. So the only way, if your assumption is that market is going to be sideways, the only way you can trade this market is for trading a volatility crush. So volatility crush means that when the budget announcements are over by around 1:30 or 2 o'clock, that the volatility in the market goes down. The implied volatility in the options goes down, which means the premiums of options will go down. Okay. So how we can capture this drop in volatility after the announcement of budget? So usually this happens when then tax related announcements are made. Then you see this volatility drop in volatility. Now how you can capture this volatility crash? So you can either do short straddle, short strangle, iron, which are undefined risk strategies. So if something, if the market moves by 4% or something, then you can be in trouble with this kind of strategies. But then you have iron butterfly, iron condor, and calendars and double diagonal calendars. Now these are risk defined strategies where even if the market moves by a lot, even then you will not have a very worst case scenario. Also, you will not lose a lot of amount on these strategies because the risk is defined, and most often, okay, 99% of time there will be volatility crash. So it kind of gives some cushion if you're going to do risk defined strategies. Even if market moves by a big range, like big percentage, like 3%, 4%, even then you might break even with these strategies because the volatility crash will cushion that big moves in the market. Now I will show some examples there. Now if you are somebody who is bearish, that you have an assumption that the market is going to go down, then you can do two things. That either you trade for a delta move. So delta move is simply buying a call, a put option or sell a call option, for example, or you can do a volatility crash, or you do a combination of delta move and volatility crash. So how we can do this combination? That is by credit call spread. Okay, so you sell at the money call option and you buy out of the money a call option. So that's how you do credit call spread. And for diagonal call spread, it's pretty much similar like credit call spread. Here you sell at the money call of the front weekly. So when I mean front weekly, it means the 3rd February weekly options. And then you buy a slightly out of the money call option of 10th February option. Okay, so I'll show an example for that. So for example, here we are on 3rd February. So we'll sell this 17,550, for example, of front weekly, and for 10th February we'll go slightly out of the money here. Okay, so maybe 17,700. We buy this particular option. Okay, so now you are bearish, so you will have this kind of payoff. Okay, if the market goes down and there is a volatility crash, you will benefit from this strategy. Okay, now what if your assumption, so you have any question, AP?
No, nothing for now.
Okay. So, and if your assumption is that that market is going to go up from here, then again you trade for a delta move and or for a volatility crash. And if you want to do a combination of these two, then you do a credit put spread, which is sell at the money put option and buy out of the money put option of the same expiry. Or you can do a diagonal put spread, which is you sell at the money put option of current weekly option, which is 3rd February, and buy slightly out of the money put option of 10th February expiry. Very similar like this, but instead we are doing it with put options. So for example, here again, if we go to 3rd February and then we sell at the money 3rd February option, and then we buy 10th February out of the money put option. So something like 400. So now you can see here, this has a bullish kind of structure, right? If there is a volatility crash and it market also moves up, then this is the right strategy. So it is important that you need to have some kind of assumption if you are going to take this kind of directional trades. But if you don't have any assumption, then you go with these trades, any of these strategies. Okay, but among these things, my favorite will be going with a plain calendar strategy. Now, plain calendar strategy is very simple. What we are going to do in a plain strategy is that we buy at the money call option or put option. It can be anything. Okay, but if you have a slightly downward bias, then I would go with put calendar. Okay, so I sell a put calendar here. There is 17,550 put option at the money put option for the 3rd February, and I buy 10th February weekly option of the same strike price. Okay, so now this is how this neutral structure looks like. This is a put calendar. Okay, if there is a volatility crash, then you will benefit from this. Now I will show some mechanics as to how this works actually. Like when I say volatility crash and why we are using two different expiry options in this. Now if you look at the Greeks here, okay, here the IV of the 3rd February is 41, almost 42. It's very high, right? Normally this is around 26 or even less than 20 in normal conditions, market conditions. But now it is around 41.85. Now for the 10th February expiry, it is around 28. So there is a difference of almost 14 points between them. 14 points difference. So that is what we need. We try to capture in the volatility crash. Okay. Now the important thing is that why we didn't buy a monthly option here. The reason is that the gamma is almost similar for both of these weekly options, which means that even if the market moves by a big percentage, any loss in this particular option will be compensated by the gain in this particular option and vice versa. So that is the reason we do this with weekly options, both of them, because the gamma is quite similar. very slight difference, but quite similar. So if there is any delta moves also, we will be able to withstand. Now, if you look at this break evens, it's around 3.2% at the expiry. The expiry in this case will be on 3rd February. Okay, these are the break evens. Now here is the scenario that will happen when the results, I mean, when the budget is announced. What will happen? What will happen is that
Someone, Raghunath, someone asks, please show delta also. I think you have already showed it, right? You can show it again.
yeah, I mean, delta here is 50. So delta here is 50-50, close to 50. So there is kind of neutralized because we are in a neutral trade. So delta is kind of neutralized. Now, so what will happen? So here it's around 42. The IV, this particular IV of this particular leg, and of this particular leg is 28. So once the tax announcements and all those things are done, what will happen is that this will drop by, let's say, 10 points AP from 42 to 32. Okay.
Right.
This is what happens. So you will be in profit of 2,672. But this is not straightforward. What will happen is that the IV of your other the 10th February option will also drop. Now let's say this one will drop by 5 points or maybe 4 points. So 28 to 24. So you will sit around somewhere like this, 400, 500 to 1,000 rupees points. Okay. So something like that. So this is what is going to happen once those announcements are made. Now, what will happen if this goes to, suddenly goes up by, let's say 3%? Then you will sit somewhere here. So you will like around sit a loss of around 800 bucks from here if it goes to 18,110. Now, if it goes down by 3%, then again you will sit around around 900 bucks of loss. So these are the different scenarios that is possible. And if nothing happens, then this might be most likely scenario, around 1,000 bucks of profit from now around 11 o'clock to, let's say, 2 o'clock till 2 o'clock. Now, if you want to look what has happened in the last budget with the same conditions, around 11 o'clock, we took these two trades. The at the money price was around 13,827, and we shorted a 13,800 put and bought a 13,800 put of the next weekly option, and we went till 2 o'clock and see what will happen. And this is what has happened. So even if it moved around 400 points, it was still in a profit of around 400 bucks. So that's the advantage of doing calendars. Now this kind of strategy takes around 25,000 or something like that. So these are the risk reward scenarios for a put calendar or a call calendar strategy. So that's all from my side, AP.
Yeah. Let me just quickly again show the straddle charts just to see what has whether anything has changed. Let's see. Yeah, so this is the 17,500 straddle. Nifty went back up to 17,600 and again came down. Not came down, but it's still not crossing 17,600. That is what the 17,600 straddle had indicated. And see here, this also did not break the morning low. It went all the way to 445, but the morning low was 440, around 440. And since Nifty went only to 17,600 and did not cross it, this straddle is again taking support near that 440. And similarly, 17,500 straddle also started coming down, but did not go. In fact, there is an anchor column here. So this anchor column is sometimes a hint that a big move is coming. If this anchor column gets a follow through, for instance, right now it is the high is 482, the straddle is 458 right now. So if this straddle crosses maybe 490, or let's say the morning high, which is 488, yeah, so 490, 495, that will be a big move on the straddle itself. So if anyone is looking for buying the straddle, this might be, of course, 3rd February is very close. So in case you are betting on a big move in the next couple of days, this might help. But this is a trend line. So even without the high, even if it crosses this, which is near 480, that shows that unless this anchor column low is broken of this straddle, that indicates that a big move is likely to come. Raghunath, can you show the TOI? Let's see what the TOI is suggesting.
Yeah, 1 minute.
17,550 or 600 also, both.
Okay. So this is the 5-minute TOI. So I usually for positional, we use 15 minutes. So still it's bullish. I mean, it's in buy mode only. So as long as this is in buy mode, whether you can be long or, I mean, you can use any strategy, futures or spreads or selling options to be directional based on this TOI, total open interest. So this is bullish as long as this is above this orange and red line. We will be long, and we can do a trailing stop loss on this particular TOI. Whatever strategy you might be using, use a trailing stop loss instead of a fixed stop loss.
Yeah, so this is quite, I mean, interesting. The TOI is suggesting be long on dip, and the straddles are suggesting resistance near 17,600. So it means you need to be in scalping mode if you're an intraday trader. Don't bet immediately for 17,600 to be crossed decisively. But any dip is a buy as long as this TOI is in long move. That is what it means.
Yes, yes. I mean, right now I'm not seeing any moves in the market. It's kind of,
right now it is 17,550 to 17. Yeah, what are the options build-up thing? You can, this one.
So option build-ups is bullish.
Extremely bullish.
Extremely bullish. There is a short covering of all the call options below 17,500. So here you can see these, short covering of call options, drop in open interest, right, of call options. So this is extremely at this moment is extremely bullish. But what will happen after the announcements come? This might change quickly also. So we have to wait, what happens at that point of time. And if you look at this, the based on the open interest that you have shown. So here, for example, for 3rd February, so far, it slightly went down.
Now turning up.
595, and it's kind of staying there now.
Yeah, exactly.
So we will see what will happen. So this is total open interest. If somebody is new to this total open interest of this is of calls in green, of puts in red, and the difference between them, and then we do some small adjustment in this to calculate how this purple line is behaving. So it this purple line follows exactly how the market is behaving. This will go up if the market is bullish, if this will go down if the market is going down. So very straightforward. And you can also check this change in open interest of the same, the call options as well as put of all call options and put options combined. This is change. As you can see from morning, both put options are being built up as well as call options. So
That
it's
is
not,
expected.
yes, nobody is giving up yet. But if you look at the level of individual strike prices, there is bullishness in the market.
See, in this put call OI dynamics, what I have observed is many times when a market is about to make a big move, for example, let's say up move, then that red line, which is the put OI, will start rising. I mean, keep rising, and then the green line, which is the call OI, will start declining. So that is a sign that momentum is coming. So right now, the red line is still rising. Green line has sort of become stable.
Also,
So
yes.
if that becomes starts going down, that is very bullish.
Yes, this has to go down. This has to keep going up.
Right. And
And
that change of the open interest table which you showed earlier, that short covering, short build up. What is the frequency of that refreshing?
So this refreshes every minute, but the issue is that the open interest is only updated every 3 minutes by exchange.
Yeah, exchange doesn't send the open interest. I mean, they send it every 3 minutes, right?
Yes, every 3 minutes. So you will not see any change in open interest for 3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think for free use for free users, this is 15 minutes delay, 15-minute update. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, so overall at this moment, I mean everything indicates that at this moment is bullish, but we will see what will happen.
Yeah. So basically, like from the TOI as well as the straddles, it seems any dip 17,000 around 17,500 should act as a support. And in any case, Raju, वो आपका चार्ट दिखाइए फिर से वो ट्रेडिंग स्टॉप लॉस चेंज हुआ है कि नहीं वो देखेंगे.
हाँ सर, एक सो अगर हम पीएनएफ का देखें, पीएनएफ का सेटअप, सो करंट अगर कोई भी डबल टॉप बाई नहीं है बिकॉज प्राइस एवर मूविंग एवरेज है, और जो एडवांस पैटर्न अगर कोई जानता हो तो ये सॉर्ट ऑफ एबीसी है. सो इसका ब्रेकआउट यानी डबल टॉप बाई अगर हम देखें 38,940 वही सेम है डबल टॉप बाई. सो उसके ऊपर अगर जाता है तो हम लोग का ये एक एबीसी ब्रेकआउट होगा बैंक निफ्टी में, जो कि अपसाइड काउंट भी ओपन हो जाएगा 39,723 का.
डबल टॉप बाय आया तो
करेक्ट, यानी इसके ऊपर अगर गया तो सो अभी भी ये एक्टिवेट काउंट नहीं है, एस्टेब्लिश्ड काउंट है. सेम अगर निफ्टी में बात करें सो निफ्टी में भी एबीसी पैटर्न फॉर्म हुआ है. अगर डबल टॉप बाई अगर आया सो ये काउंट ओपन हो जाएगा 17,855 का. स्ट्रिक्टली स्टॉप लॉस डबल बॉटम सेल इधर फॉलो आप कर सकते हो. फ्रेश सेल जो कर रहा है डबल मूविंग एवरेज के नीचे. और रेनको में क्या हो रहा है, रेनको में अगर बैंक निफ्टी का सेम है, स्टॉप लॉस 419,420 के करीब में आई थिंक था, जो बैंक निफ्टी का स्टॉप लॉस वही है. बैंक निफ्टी कुछ नहीं किया है अभी तक. निफ्टी अगर हम देखें इसके ऊपर, यानी जो एबीसी ब्रेकआउट उधर दिख रहा है, इधर सॉर्ट ऑफ मल्टी ब्रिक ब्रेकआउट होगा. अगर अपसाइड अगर जाता है तो इसके ऊपर, इस ब्रिक के ऊपर. सो कंटिन्यूएशन ब्रिक अगर हम देखें 17,607 के ऊपर, ये इधर मल्टी ब्रिक ब्रेकआउट भी होगा, अभी भी बुलिश है. सो फ्रेश अगर सेल सिग्नल के लिए अगर किसी को करना है तो 420 के नीचे ही सेल कर सकता है. अदरवाइज अगर कोई बाई अगर मॉर्निंग में किया होगा सो ट्रेल स्टॉप लॉस वो कर सकता है 420 का निफ्टी के लिए. और बैंक निफ्टी के लिए जो L2 level was is also of 419, यानी almost दोनों सेम है 424.
Raghunath,
So
there are a couple
currently
of questions. अच्छा, और कुछ बोलना है राजू या
नहीं सर, कुछ अभी कोई सेटअप आया नहीं है पीएनएफ पे, सो अभी वेट करना होगा.
ठीक है रघुनाथ, you can show your screen. There are a couple of questions.
Okay, I'm just
The first question is, can you please explain the put call OI dynamics in more detail? But I think we have covered it in one chit chart, right? I think one of the first chit charts.
Yes.
So maybe if you can just quickly explain, that is one question. Second question is, how much time should we hold the diagonal spread? So these are the two questions.
Yeah, so diagonal spread, you can hold it from, if you're doing, you can enter something like at this moment you can do and hold till around 2 o'clock. And then, then decide how the market is behaving. If it is the market is, moving very fast, better to exit it with whatever little profit or at break even. And but if market is not doing anything, then just stay for a little bit more long, so that you give some more time for the volatility to go down, and you benefit from more. You will have more profit in that particular trade. So depends on how market is behaving. So let's say you can have a mental kind of number that okay, if the market is going above 17,700, then I will exit this trade, or if it goes below 17,400, I'm going to exit this trade, and if it stays within that range, I'm going to wait and see what will happen. That's all for the put calendar. Okay, for open interest put call OI dynamics. So this is very straightforward. What we are doing here is that we're taking all the call options, all the strikes of of this 3rd February, and all the put options OI of the 3rd February, and we add up all the OI, and we minus that, and then we calculate the change from that, at the beginning of the day, and that's a purple line. This is a difference between these two, put option OI and call option OI, and we calculate how it is changing from the beginning of the day. Okay, so that gives you how the market is behaving. So you will see this immediately what is happening here. Okay, right now both are moving up. Actually in the put OI change you will see the changes much more clearly because this is OI change and this is total OI. So here the differences you will not see much. I mean visually speaking. So visually this is much more clear with change in OI. So here you can see here clearly that calls are still building up, puts are still building up, which means still at this point of time there is stalemate between put sellers and call sellers. So we will see what will happen.
Yeah, only if the red line starts coming down, that means there is put covering, and that time the green line should start going up. That means there is call writing. That is bearish. And if red line keeps going up and green line starts coming down, that is bullish.
Yes.
One question about diagonal spread. Someone has asked, can we do both call side and put side diagonal spreads?
Yes. In that slide, I had this double diagonal calendar. So it's
if you can just show the payoff for today. Yeah.
Okay. So basically, it's very simple. Yeah, I will show. It's so basically you're selling a straddle of 3rd February. This is another way of looking at it.
Yeah.
So you're selling a straddle. So now it's around 17,600, and then you're buying a strangle. of 10th February. 600, maybe this is a little bit very high. Maybe, yeah, 800. And sorry, on the put side, it should be 17,400. 200 points on this 17,800. Right? So
Yeah.
here we will buy.
So you get a wider spread.
No. This is not correct.
Something wrong.
Yeah, something went wrong.
3rd February you are long and 10th you are short. I think it's
Sorry.
other way.
No. In this case, actually, we should not do like this. We have to go slightly out of the money for this.
Right.
So, okay. So in this case, what we are going to do is that for the call strike prices, we sell 17,700 for the 3rd February, and slightly out of the money for the put options. 150 option. Okay. So it will look like this, and then we go to 10th February, and we buy even slightly out of the money of this. So for call, yeah, for call option, maybe we can buy 17,900 call option. Okay, for the 10th February. And for the put option, so we took 17,400, so we can buy 17,200 put option. So it will look like this. So you'll have much wider range for the double diagonal. So your break even is around minus 3% here. So this is a double diagonal. So slightly out of the money, call option, put option you sell, and you buy even slightly out of the money, put option and call option. So here these are the strikes for that. So I'm just going to save this and let's see what will happen around 2 o'clock.
Yeah, of course you can tweet it because we won't be online till the time, maybe another half an hour maximum. So you can tweet the result of that.
So basically I chose these two, a put calendar as well as budget double diagonal. So I'm going to follow both of these two. We'll see what will happen.
Yeah.
So this is the trade I actually took today, and this is something we'll just paper trade kind of thing. Let's see what will happen.
राजू एक क्वेश्चन है कौन सा फॉलो करना चाहिए मस्ट या डी मस्ट Raghunath, if you are through, then maybe Raju can show his screen.
Raju, you can take over.
Yes. सर जो मस्त और डी मस्त में सो करेंटली हम प्रेफर करेंगे कि मस्त ही आप यूज करो डी मस्त में थोड़ा सा आपका स्टॉप लॉस थोड़ा फार हो जाता है सो बेटर जो मैंने ये किया है आज के लिए मस्त यूज करने का बिकॉज जब ट्रेंड आता है तो मोर और लेस कोई भी ट्रेंड फॉलोइंग सिस्टम ऑलमोस्ट सेम रिजल्ट देता है कोई भी ट्रेंड फॉलोइंग ले लो सो मोर और लेस सबका सेम रहता है
Yeah, yes, actually sir. Any trend following system finally the entry level and exit or stop loss level will be slightly different but ऐसा तो possibly नहीं कि मस्ट ने बाय दिया है 200 पॉइंट मूव और फिर भी डी मस्ट ने नहीं दिया ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता फाइनली एनी ट्रेंड फॉलोइंग स्ट्रेटजी विल गिव द सेम रिजल्ट्स फाइनली सब लोग एक ही डायरेक्शन में होंगे इट्स जस्ट अ क्वेश्चन ऑफ लेवल्स एंड व्हिच इज मोर अफोर्डेबल टू यू Raghunath, one question. In the calendar, if Nifty goes up, vol will fall and the blue line tends to fall. Is that a question? Versus NF going down and vol up in favor, at least for today EOD scenario.
I
He's talking about the
didn't
blue
get
line.
No, I didn't
How will
get
the
the
blue line
question.
move? His question is, how will the blue line move if Nifty goes up or go down?
So basically, blue line, because this is the calendar, it is always, the blue line always goes like a parabola. Okay. But what happens after around 2 o'clock is that this high volatility of 3rd February, they will go down. See, if you look at the differential, so around 14 points difference. So this will go down to maybe 30 or even less after around 2 o'clock. And if I change this, you will see what will happen to this payoff. I'll change for both of them. I'll get down it to 30 or maybe 33, something like that. Let's be realistic. 33, yeah. So this is how it will look. So at that point of time, the blue line it will always be parabola, because this is a short option strategy. Because we are doing short volatility, it will always be like this.
Yeah, Raju, और एक चीज बैंक निफ्टी का इंट्राडे आरएस दिखाना चाहिए, because I can see some fall in bank nifty, whereas nifty is still in that morning range.
Okay, so presenter, ठीक है. ये सो ये बैंक निफ्टी अपॉन निफ्टी आरएस चार्ट है. इंट्राडे लाइन, यस. सो अगर हम देखें 2-3 दिन से कुछ भी आरएस में कोई ये नहीं है, बैंक निफ्टी कुछ आउट परफॉर्मेंस भी नहीं दिखाया है. ये एक दिन दिखाया, उसके बाद ये सॉर्ट ऑफ साइडवेज मूव है.
साइडवेज है, ट्रायंगल बन रहा है.
करेक्ट. बट ओवरऑल अगर स्मॉलर टाइम फ्रेम पे अगर ट्रेंड देखे तो बैंक निफ्टी इज आउट परफॉर्मिंग. और ये ऑलमोस्ट 10 यानी ऑलमोस्ट 2-3 मंथ्स का ये ट्रेंड लाइन ब्रेकआउट दिया है. सो यस, बैंक निफ्टी आउट परफॉर्मिंग है शॉर्ट टर्म में. और करंट अगर हम बात करें तो अभी भी कोई भी ट्रेड नहीं मिला है अभी तक. अगर हम बात करें फ्रेश
बैंक निफ्टी नीचे आया है ना.
ये बैंक निफ्टी का चार्ट है. सो डबल बॉटम सेल बिलो मूविंग एवरेज अगर हम नहीं है अभी भी.
बिलो मूविंग एवरेज नहीं, बराबर.
निफ्टी में भी सेम कुछ नहीं है, डबल बॉटम सेल बिलो मूविंग एवरेज. बैंक निफ्टी अभी भी मस्त क्लाउड अगर हम देखें. सो कोई अगर यहां पे अगर किसी को अगर रिस्क लेना है विथ स्टॉप लॉस, उसका अफोर्डेबल होगा. बिकॉज यहां अगर हम बात करें सो 419 यानी 410 के स्टॉप लॉस अगर बाई करता है, सो ऑलमोस्ट 180 पॉइंट के करीब में स्टॉप लॉस उसका होगा अगर फेवर में आया तो. अदरवाइज वहां से आपका ट्रेंड रिवर्स हो जाएगा फिर. सो आज के ये वोलेटाइल डे में एटलीस्ट आपको अपना एक स्टॉप लॉस फिक्स करना पड़ेगा फॉर डे का. जैसे लेट्स एग्जांपल आपका कि पूरे दिन में मैक्सिमम मेरा लॉस हम इतना कर सकते हैं बियर, जैसे 1 लाख 2 लाख वट एवर, यानी आपके अपने पोर्टफोलियो साइज के हिसाब से आप डिसाइड करो. बिकॉज हो सकता है कि 2-3 विप्स ऑफ आए उसके बाद ट्रेंड हो, या दूसरा पॉसिबिलिटी किया कि कंटिन्यूअस आपको ट्रेंड में ही मिले, विप्स और नहीं है, ये भी पॉसिबिलिटी है. बट विप्सॉ के लिए रेडी रहना होगा। अगर आप सिस्टम कोई भी स्टार्ट किए हो तो बीच में आप स्टॉप मत करो, कंटिन्यू करो उसी सिस्टम को लास्ट तक, तब
इनफैक्ट
जाके आपको रिटर्न।
सुबह से शाम तक एक ही ट्रेंड बहुत रेयर रहता है, सिर्फ लास्ट ईयर ही हुआ था जो सुबह से जो बाय आया तो वो शाम तक बाय ही रहा हुआ। आई थिंक दैट इज वेरी रेयर, राइट?
करेक्ट करेक्ट। सो बहुत कम टाइम ऐसा मिलता है। और अभी तक सिनेरियो अगर देखे तो अभी तक ये बाई में मॉर्निंग में आया है बैंक निफ्टी में, सो अभी भी कंटिन्यू है। गॉड नोज इसके बाद क्या होगा। सो जस्ट अगर सिस्टम फॉलो अगर कर रहे हैं तो बाई में ही रहेंगे। निफ्टी में भी मॉर्निंग से, यानी वो तो एक दो दिन पहले से मस्त सिस्टम बाई में है, बट मॉर्निंग में भी अगर कोई बाई किया है गैप में, सो उसका स्टॉप लॉस ट्रेल हो गया है, ऑलमोस्ट जिधर बाई किया है उधर ही कॉस्ट टू कॉस्ट भी हो गया।
Yeah, I think for next 1 hour or so, we will not see any big moves, I think.
Yeah, what we'll do is I'll just show the same straddle charts again
Yeah.
for just to see how it has moved, and then we'll wind up in the next 5-10 minutes because as of now, of course, the major move might come after 1 o'clock, so
Yeah.
it's difficult to remain online till that time. But we have already given how to, I mean, the levels and how to look at the market for the day. So let's see what are the straddles suggesting for now. So coming back to the 17,500 straddle, that continues to hold the support which was near the morning low, which was the point is in any straddle chart, something which I always say, there are anchor columns which are extremely important. Number one. Number two is after an anchor column, there has to be a follow through. What is a follow through? A next double bottom sell below this anchor column, which has not come. So, which means this 440 or 435 low of 17,500 straddle of 3rd February has not given a follow through. After that, it has given a bullish anchor column, which made me say in the morning that market is likely to remain sideways. And till now, it has come down to 17,510. It tried to cross 600 twice, could not. Now it has come down to 17,510. And of course, before that, if it is going to become bearish now, the put, let's see what the call is 233 and the put is 213. So if this goes up, that might change, of course, naturally. And coming to the 17,600 straddle, that is also near the support, which was 440 in the morning, and that has also not yet broken. So till even now, 17,500, 17,600 remains the range, and only if it sustains below or above, there can be a trade. Otherwise, it is sideways. And in fact, Bank Nifty was the culprit right now, which made it come down. It is what, almost 500 points from the high. So
Yeah.
I think that's all from my side. If you have any questions, you can quickly ask them in the YouTube chat box. Otherwise, we'll wind up for the day now. Or anything, अगर आपको कुछ बोलना है राजू या रघुनाथ, you can say it. Otherwise, next couple of minutes we'll close this.
सर केवल जो है एक ही चीज ये है लास्ट, ये कि कोई भी आप सिस्टम फॉलो करो या स्टॉप लॉस स्ट्रिक्टली फॉलो करो, पहले से आप सिस्टम में प्लेस करके रखो। ऐसा वेट करने की जरूरत नहीं है कि जब प्राइस आएगा तो हम प्लेस करेंगे। पोजीशन साइज कंट्रोल में बस, नथिंग।
Okay, ठीक है रघुनाथ, anything from your side? Otherwise, we'll call it a day.
Okay, I think someone asked some question. Just a minute.
Huh.
Somebody wants to see. Okay.
IV surface. Okay.
Just I'll explain that and then we can close.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Someone is asking, are there any online paid courses? You can visit the Definedge events page. We have a couple of course, there are lots of free videos on insight.definedge.com. Otherwise, we have a point and figure session as well as option session. So you can visit that. So
this is the volatility surface, what we call. So what it does is that it's very simple. So this is the 3D kind of structure. So on one axis, you have the implied volatility. of the options. These are, so what we did is that above at the money strike price, we plot call option IVs, and below at the money strike price, we plot the put option IVs. Okay. So now on the x-axis, so on the y-axis, you have these implied volatility, and on the x-axis, you have the strike prices. Okay. And this is called, we call as a z-axis, right? Because it's like it gives a 3D kind of view. So this is called z-axis or z-axis. So we have 4 expiries here: 3rd February weekly options, 10th February, 24th February monthly, and 31st March monthly expiry options. So this is a plot of all those options here. Now if you look here, what is happening to the IV, right? So the 3rd February IP, they're above 42 or so. Okay, so these are red hot IVs. So these are very good for, for shorting volatility kind of strategies. And we know why it is so high. It's because we have budget. So it's an event related IV. And then and then you can see that steep drop from 3rd February to 10th February. So around 42 to drops to around 26, 27, 28, around that range, right? And then if you go further to the monthly, it's around 20 for 24th February expiry. And in March, it's around 18. So as you can see, different expiries of different implied volatilities. So this is called as backwardation. This phenomenon is called as backwardation, where the near expiry options have higher IV than the far away expiry options. But sometimes what happens is that the near expiry options have very low IV, and the far away options IVs have higher IV. That is called as contango. If people are not familiar with these terms, so this is backwardation, and if it becomes ulta, then it is a contango. So the reason we did calendar is because we are shorting high IV here, and we are hedging that those whatever we have shorted using the same strike, by buying the same strike of 10th February expiry for the calendar. So that's a strategy that we have employed. So this is the reason. And here you can see that these, if you look at here, the put options are slightly have more IV compared to the call options at this point of time. So we'll see. And yeah, this Bank Nifty, even wild IVs, it's went up to 60, almost 62. And the differential is 60 and 36, somewhere like that. Yeah, at least 57 to 36, 20-point difference AP.
Oh, that's big.
Yeah, that's big. But anyways, I wouldn't suggest doing in Bank Nifty because it's very, very volatile.
Yeah, and while we were talking, it seems there was a dip, and both Bank Nifty and Nifty did not break the morning lows, which is important. The morning opening lows. At the same time, Nifty went to 17,458, but now it is again above 17,500. So that range bound activity still continues. Of course, for intraday scalpers, that was a different story. You could have made 50, 60 points on intraday based on any system which you have. But as of now, the morning high and low, Nifty did not cross 17,600 and is not below 17,500 decisively. The morning lows are held. So till the morning lows are held, it is bullish. Even the charts were still bullish. So let's see what happens. So can we wind up now?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
so
you, guys.
Hope you enjoyed this session, and we also definitely liked presenting it to you. In case you have any questions, you can always tweet to us or send us an email at definedge.com. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.